Welcome to our Devos, where we are focusing in the series that we've been doing for 2023, The Best Is Yet to Come. This one is all about building habits. And are you building habits? The habits that you build are far more important than the goals that you make because the habits are going to be what determines what actually happens in the outcome of your life. So today, I want to look at this simple question. When is as important as what? When you are going to practice the habit is as important as what? So it's easy for us to say, okay, well, I know what habits I want. Like, I want to read the Bible. I want to make sure I pray. I want to have a better relationship with my family, with my spouse, even whatever it is. That's important to get that what. But when is just as crucial, if not more crucial, because the when is going to be where you actually decide that this is going to take place. And also, when has a lot more effect on what you do than you might think. So, for instance, this is kind of how I look at it. I'm not judging whatsoever, okay? There are some people that are better at night when it comes to their productivity and better at night when it comes to doing the things that matter. There are some people that are better in the morning. I tend to function, this is a Sam thing, okay? I tend to function better early. So I'm one of those people, like when I'm up, as soon as I get up, my mind is just functioning really fast. If you catch me around like between 9 and 10 o'clock, not so much. I meet with a group of writers. We meet on Wednesday nights, and our meeting time is 9:30 because they're in different time zones, 9:30 at night. 9:30 at night it's a stretch for me because my creativity is really low, my critical thinking is really low. I'm just really, really tired. Now, if we had that same meeting at like 6 a.m., I would probably be way more productive, but it's because I know myself and I know that I tend to be more productive. I do most of my sermon writing and sermon prep in the morning. This is just who I am, all right? What about you? When of the time frames that you have in a day, when is it that you find yourself most motivated, most productive, most, kind of alert? If it's at night, just know that and work with yourself on that system. If it's in the morning, then you have to figure out a way to build more time into that morning to do the things that matter most. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to take the most important thing and stick it in a time slot where you are least effective. You want to make sure that you are trying to fire on all the cylinders of your systems and be aware of how you work, how you function. And I know this sounds kind of counterintuitive because it's all about discipline and getting up early, but I will say one thing that I'll say about getting up earlier and getting up a little early, and when I say getting up early, I know some of you work late at night, like you start work at like 8 o'clock at night and you get home at like 3 or 4 in the morning. Like this is going to be a different discussion for you, but let me suggest something to you that kind of might help. There are a lot of studies written, and this came up in several books that I've read about productivity and different things, where willpower was studied. And willpower is a resource that's actually very finite. You've heard Albert Einstein, one of the things that he would do is he would have one outfit that he would wear. And every single day, he would just take one off the rack, the same outfit. He didn't have any decisions because he didn't want to take any of his willpower and try to funnel it into, well, what am I going to wear? Should I wear this tie? Should I wear these shoes? Like, he just wanted to go, okay, closet, dress, done, using all of his intelligence in that moment for whatever the problems he was trying to solve that day. So one of the things that I want to make you aware of is your willpower kind of drains throughout the day. And one of the proofs of this, did you ever notice how you could have a really awesome morning when it comes to like your nutrition? You could like eat a healthy breakfast like egg whites and spinach, and you have a pretty healthy lunch, a salad with kale because you hate yourself and you don't like when things taste good, so you have the kale there. You're like, I'm killing it, okay? And then like 6 or 7 o'clock rolls around and you find yourself on Grubhub being like, if Dairy Queen delivers 3 hot fudge sundaes to me, will they all still have their consistency or are they going to have that milkshakey type of flavor? Like you start to binge at night. Or at night, like you're sitting there and you were pretty good and regimented about your time, but then you find yourself like watching cat videos on YouTube from like 9 to midnight. Like you're like, what is happening? Because your willpower is finite and it drains throughout the day. So deciding when you're going to do a thing should really be helpful for you to become effective when you're at your best. It's interesting because the psalmist writes in here, Psalm in Psalm chapter 5, verse 3, he says specifically, in the morning, O Lord, you'll hear my voice. In the morning, I will order my prayer to you and eagerly watch. Notice, he's intentional about saying in the morning. Now, you could say, well, this could be figurative. It's pretty telling that he mentions morning twice. In the morning, he wants the first thing that happens to be that God hears his prayer. In the morning, he says, you're going to hear my voice, and I'm going to listen to you, and I'll order my prayer to you. This is essentially what I'm talking about, is making the intention of when you are going to do what it is that matters to you when it comes to your habits. So, build good habits by deciding when that habit is going to be practiced.